So before I start this video, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. This video, actually all this stuff happened almost 2 weeks ago now. I've just been so busy between work and trying to get the car up and running. Again, I apologize for this coming out so late, but regardless, I still hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright, so I actually have a lot to do today. I have to run the new ignition coils on this car. I just got the harness, which I kind of been putting it in and slowly fitting it. I will show you guys the harness in a second. It's been unboxed since beginning of this week now. There's also a couple other things I want to do. I need to bleed the slave, bleed the brakes, power steering fluid, do the throttle cable, which I'm hoping works. But knowing this car, nothing's gonna work. Alright, so I already went ahead and removed everything off. As you can see, the connectors are already in, the actual harness, the main harness there. That's already in, the ground's already hooked up. But I'm going to continue pressing forward so I can get the throttle cable hopefully mounted amongst little things, the power steering fluid, brakes, slave cylinder bled as well. But I'm going to start installing all of this and running the wires. Unfortunately, this is like a puzzle trying to figure this out, because you have 3 different things that you have to attach. So you have the little hoses in here that you have to do, which are up there. You have to attach those, and then you have to try to feed these wires through so it can sit into the coil pack, and then you have to feed these through. It's just like a puzzle trying to figure it out and get it to line up. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to feed these up through first. I can push these down and then grab them later after this is actually bolted down, and then I can mount everything and then plug those up and then just shove everything down when it's all said and done. I will update you guys when I kind of get it all done. Alright, so this is kind of its final resting spot. This came out amazing. You don't even see the wires. One of the wires is pulled a little tight. This one right here, but it's still on there. It was pulled a little bit tighter. It's underneath that little tube, that little valve cover tube. But anyway, it looks amazing. I love the way this actually looks. I think I'm going to keep this silver to contrast some of it. I know it should be black so it matches, but for now it'll stay silver. So I'm actually really happy the way this looks. It looks amazing. It is a very clean setup because everything is kind of in line and uniform. Everything looks exactly the same. So it's an amazing kit in my opinion, if you can get over trying to wire it in if you have an older harness or anything. So I already went ahead and removed a couple parts that I know I'm going to be needing to remove, as I also still have to tackle the throttle cable. So someone reached out to me after I posted on a Facebook page for the Supra forums. Someone reached out to me about hooking up the IGNs. It's actually not as hard as I thought. It's basically just popping pins out and you're putting the new pins in, and that's pretty much it. And they're directly into the ECU, so it actually makes it a little bit easier because all I have to do is figure out the ECU pin out, and I just match it up with that one. So I went ahead and I removed my catch can, obviously because I need to get access to here. This is gonna be a bitch because now I have to clip all of these zip ties to run the wiring back down into here. Alright, so here's where we stand. I ran all the wiring as best I can. It's very difficult to hide these plugs, so this will do for now. As far as down here goes, these are the wires right here that I'm going to have to repin. This is that relay that's right there. It's hard to see, my flashlight's charging right now, but I'm probably going to put it up there. The ECU is right there. Probably going to put the relay, shove it right up there, and then I'll be able to coil the wires up. The ground will go to ground right here, and then 12 volt, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to clip it and extend these wires to run all the way, run all the way down here through and then back towards the battery. I'm not going to show you, you guys saw the battery. Alright, so I feel like a piece of shit right now, but I didn't pick up the camera and I mounted my throttle cable bracket, and the cable's loose right now, but it's not tight underneath there. I did pull it from underneath there and it did actually work extremely well. So I'm going to crawl up underneath there. Hopefully I don't throw up because it's a weird angle where you're upside down and I'm going to try to tighten up the cable. I gotta crawl up, like way up, and I'm gonna be upside down. So hopefully, I'm just hoping I don't throw up, because it's a weird angle and you're upside down, and I don't know, I just ate. I had to take a break from doing a throttle cable because I started getting really sick and like actually like really nauseous. I don't know why it's so difficult, but if you are gonna do one, definitely take out the front seat so you have that entire spot to just lay down and be in comfort.
2 hours later.
I just got back from AutoZone. I picked up some brake fluid. I picked up a lot of brake fluid, power steering fluid, which I'm gonna fill up, and we'll just bolt it for the truck. So now I can finally go ahead and bleed the brakes. I'll put power steering fluid into the reservoir, but obviously it's not going to run through the system because the car doesn't run. I'm also going to bleed the slave cylinder as well as tighten up the cable, the throttle cable, and I'm hoping everything goes smoothly. This way that now I don't have to worry about all of that stuff when I go to start the car. Even though I don't really need the clutch to start it, I removed my clutch starter. I do have more parts on the way. I'm not going to say what they are. A couple of them are small little miscellaneous things. New clamps for the intercooler piping that I broke, and a new idle air control valve. Hopefully that comes in the mail sometime this week. I can get that cracking, and the hardest part is going to be rewiring it because I did clip some of the wires stupidly. So now I'm going to have to repin it and rewire that with very limited space. Alright, so I just filled up the power steering fluid, and now I'm going to start bleeding the brakes. I have my roommate, he's going to help me out to build the pressure in the lines, and I will fast forward to the very last one when I'm bleeding that one. I actually just finished bleeding the slave cylinder for the clutch. Clutch feels good, brakes feel good, I bled them. I'm sorry I kind of did it off camera, but it was spur of the moment. My roommate came downstairs. I was like, yo, I need help real quick. So he helped me out with bleeding the brakes and bleeding the slave cylinder. So again, I apologize if that was done off camera. But that's where we stand right now. I'm taking a little break from the car real quick. I don't know. I just don't feel like working on it right now. I know that's weird, but I kind of have a game plan for it, and it should work. I just got to, like I said, I just got to get the pinouts for the old ECU or new ECU and how the harness is pinned. That way I don't pin the wrong shit or remove the wrong shit. I'm going to get started on working on the bike. I already have the gas tank almost off. I'm going to be pulling that off, and I have to change my cam chain sensor, cam tensioner sensor, chain sensor, whatever, cam sensor. Yes, I still have the bike. I did not get rid of it. It's just been cold and rainy lately, and now that it's starting to get nicer out, I need to get this bike up and running. I'm diagnosing the cheapest parts first before I have to change out the ignition coils, because those motherfuckers are $100 a piece from Yamaha. Alright, so I just got done finishing up with the bike. So I wanted to start with the cheapest route first. Sometimes it is the cheapest route or the cheapest part. So I replaced the crankshaft sensor. Went to start the bike, still giving me the same symptoms. I guess the next thing I can do is actually drain the gas tank and then see what happens, fill up with fresh gas. But I honestly think it's the ignition coils again. I don't know why these things keep going bad on me. They work for like a season and I have to get a new set, and then it's just like it's just ongoing, and to the point where it's just like I may just replace the entire engine harness because it may be something with the grounding. So I think this is where I'm going to stop today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are liking the progress. We are so close to starting this car and finally getting it running. Will it make it by March 30th? I don't know, but I'd rather not rush the tune. I'd rather dial everything in 100% before I actually physically drive this car on the street. Sucks I'll lose 46 bucks and I won't be at a show, but you know, it's saving me a lot more in the long run if this car is dialed in correctly. As always, head over to my Instagram, show me some love there, or show me some hate, either or. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. Killing the game and I gotta go ask anybody, they all heard about it. They know when the kid and he's spitting it, know when he getting it.